Mr. Wade here, and Mrs. Crime. Now, let's break it down to what our stories are here about today. It's another unfortunate, sad story, but Tombstone Whispers brings you guys the information. So my story is about a guy, his name is, I would call him Mr. Brooks. Now, who's Mr. Brooks? My conclusion is just as much as yours, but I have an unfortunate story of Mr. Brooks. Now, Mr. Brooks, he was a guy that likes to go out and drink after work, get his drink on with his homies. And, this is way back in the day, so where they drinking back then? I don't think it was no Michelob, nothing like that, those beers or certain names we know of today. But he likes to go off and chill with his friends and, sometimes come home drunk. So he was driving home one day, and I would say he was in a truck, the same kind like the show Sanford and Son used to have, that old Chevy's truck, that's built to last, that steel, hard body. Yeah. So I guess he was driving home. I don't know if it was a rainy day. I don't know if it was a sunny night. Sunny day, rainy night, cloudy. Could be something like that, right? But he's driving home, and he was mad about something. I would assume he was mad. So this guy decides to come on in his house. He takes his key, goes in the house, right? So it's late at night because his son and the wife is asleep. So I would assume approximately it had to been, I would say anywhere past 10 o'clock at night. But maybe back in these days, maybe 7 o'clock at night was late. But anyways, he comes in, he wakes up the wife. She wasn't waking up. So he grabs her by her foot and snatches her out the bed. Pulls her out the bed and says, "Hey, make me something to eat." Wow. So she gets up, they get to arguing. They get to yelling back and forth. Yelling. Mr. Brooks and the wife are now arguing back and forth. It's loud. Probably things are breaking trophies, all kind of stuff, banging on the television. So he pushes the mom, pushes the wife. She gets back up. The son wakes up and startled and says, Hey, Dad, what's going on? What's going on here? What do you mean what's going on? You go back to bed. Probably what he said. So he pushes the son down. The son jumps up, pushes the father. Don't be hitting on my mom, right? So the father grabs his pistol. Must have been on his hip. Maybe he was a 6-draw McQuade. I don't know. So Mr. Brooks grabs the gun with the tussling and the fighting with the son, trying to keep the father from beating up mom because mom wouldn't get up to make this man dinner after he got on late and was out drinking with the homies. They get to wrestling. The gun falls. The father grabs the gun. The son grabs the gun. And in the tussle, the son shot off 5 rounds. 4 rounds went into Mr. Brooks. 1 round almost hit the wife and the mother in the face, but barely missed her as it is. But obviously killed the dad, killed the husband. The gun went off, son pulled the trigger and killed his own dad. The son goes to court. The son gets off on some kind of behavior, they call it, of protecting. I post that on here. It's protection he got from that got him off of the charge of murder. So Mr. Brooks comes home one night, and he's probably been like this to actually wake his own wife up and pull her out of bed because he wants her to make him some dinner late at night. He could have made it himself, but he wanted his wife to do it, right? Wow. So the son gets cleared of all murder charges. The son and the mom, I'm sure, are much happier ever since then. Sad, of course, what happened. Sad because he was part of the family and probably the provider at that time. But he was an abuser, so, hey, unfortunate thing that happened to him, but unfortunate things he was doing to the mom at all. Probably was also putting hands on the son as well. Wow. I have his date of when he was murdered. I have information on him. It should be on this video. Grave locator, could not exactly find it. I saw the picture of it, but could not actually find the grave. But that's the story of Mr. Brooks. I will post his Find the Grave up on here. And another unfortunate story from Tombstone Whispers. A lot more to come from Mr. Wade and Mrs. Crime. Stay tuned. Like our channel. Click that like button. Subscribe to our channel. A lot more to come from Tombstone Whispers. Stay tuned. A lot more.